internally you have been charged with discreditable conduct. How are things with that?
Yeah, it's been insubordination and discreditable conduct under the Police Act, and that is still ongoing.
Good afternoon. I'm Melanie Risden with the Western Standard. That's Constable Brian Denison from the Calgary Police Service, a 24-year veteran who's now been put on leave because of his feelings around the policies for the vaccine mandates that are coming down through CPS. Because he recorded that video, he's also been charged with discreditable conduct. And this is the first time Constable Denison has agreed to speak with media, and we're thankful he is joining us this afternoon.
Things have been going good. I've been overwhelmed with the support that people have shown me from across Calgary, Canada, and actually the world. So it's really good. I'm not here to get people's support. I'm here more to support people. And I want to be able to support people to be able to come out and to really be able to stand up for their freedoms and their rights in this world.
It's got to be quite difficult when you're sort of, a person of the law, and working hard to uphold the law, but yet feeling like this mandate is somehow, against rights and against freedoms for Canadians.
Yeah, it has been difficult for sure. You're kind of stuck in this different world where you're having to uphold the laws that the government has put into place. Well, they're not laws, they're mandates. And even though you don't feel that it's the right thing to do, you're bound by being a police officer and the oath that you took. However, that oath that you took is to uphold the law. And if they're giving out unlawful orders, those aren't things that police officers should be upholding. So I find myself in that position where I had to choose between what I thought was right, and I think that my stance is what is right in this world.
Were there many amongst you that you knew of on the force that felt the same and perhaps, gave in because they needed to keep their job, or what was the sense around those you worked with?
There are many people that do not want to get the jab, if you want to call it that. They don't want to have that to be part of their employment to keep their job. And I know of a lot of them within CPS that did not want to partake in that. And unfortunately, there's been so much push to get people to do it. And with that stuff held above their heads about keeping a job, a lot of people did go out and get it and did comply with that. And that's unfortunate that people did that. And it was not what their free will was telling them to do. They did not want to do that, but they did it simply to keep their job.
Now, you've been a police officer for 24 years. I believe you were, what, 1 year from retirement?
Right. It's almost exactly 1 year. It will be next year that I could retire with 25 years of service.
And tell me about your service. What kinds of departments did you work in? I know that you were in the hate crimes unit for some time.
Yes, so I started out in District 3. I worked there for approximately 7.5 years. And then I went to District 4, and I worked there for a number of years as well. Then I took on the hate crimes role, which I worked in for 3 years before returning back to the street again. So my years of service on the street alone, just answering calls, is 21 years. And then I worked for 3 years within hate crimes.
And so those 24 years, sum them up. I'm assuming that this was a very rewarding job for you.
I wanted to be a police officer ever since I was in grade 3. And it took me until I was 34 years old to realize that dream. So this is something that I have always wanted to do. And I've been passionate about doing this job. I started when I was 34. I'm 58 now. So I've done most of my life being a police officer. So it becomes part of who you are. And being a police officer has always been something that I took great pride in. And it's always been something that I'm the person who wants to help somebody. And when I can be of help, that's where I found a lot of my worth is being a police officer and being able to be there in those situations where people didn't know how to handle them or they needed someone to come and rescue them. And that was very rewarding for me. I'm not a limelight kind of guy. I would go in and I would do my job, and then I would change out of my job, basically, hang up my job in my locker, and then I'd go back to being just Brian again.
Now, I understand the latest I've heard is that internally you have been charged with discreditable conduct. How are things with that?
Yeah, it's been insubordination and discreditable conduct under the Police Act, and that is still ongoing. So there's not a whole lot I can say about that. I don't know what CPS is actually planning to do. I'm just waiting to hear what their next steps are, and then I'll just move forward with that as it comes up.
Explain to me why you're making this stand. Why is it so important to you, Brian?
It's important because it's the right thing to do. Seeing people and their rights and their freedoms taken away from them over a virus that has been proven to be, well, the evidence out there is great on both sides. However, if you take a look at it like a police officer does, and you're looking at both sides, and you take both sides of that information and you put it together and you come up with that decision of exactly what's happening. There is a lot of talk out there that this is so survivable, and to be able to take away people's freedoms over this and their rights, and then it is a travesty to justice, really. It really is not what we should be doing as a people. We should be supporting each other. We should not be dividing.
What do you foresee coming? Do you see it getting worse? Do you see it getting better? What are your thoughts?
Well, I see, when I made that video, it was back in September, and I saw it getting worse. And that's why I said come Christmas, the world will be ugly, is kind of what I said, I think. And I'm just seeing things that are happening in other provinces around the world, and it is getting worse. I know there's hope out there, and I know the more people that get together, stand up, and actually take back their freedoms, because they have been taken away from us. They have been lessened.
My home has been raided. They printed my address. I will not die on my knees to tyranny.
You cannot have the word freedom and mandatory in the same sentence unless... You two and us, we're just your brothers, your mothers, your fathers, eventually we'll be your children and your grandchildren. And we're just here for freedom of choice. The same freedoms that the grandparents, our grandparents died and fought and died for. That's all we're here for. That's all we want. If we, you know, and we don't want to leave our children a segregated community, because there's no country in the world ever that gets away with apartheid that actually, it doesn't destroy the country. Apartheid is a cancer of the country's soul.
Those freedoms that we have as Canadians, as citizens of the world, other countries have all been taken back from us. We need to take those back from those that have done that.
Right. Now, this is the first time you have spoken with media. I'm curious if you're willing to share what kind of a toll this has been on you.
You know, again, I'm not limelight guy. I don't do many stand up in front of people talking. That's not who I really am. It has taken a toll on my family just by having my name out there, and that video that went viral, which it was never intended to be, but I'm glad it has, because what it has done is it has provided support to other people and helped people to come out and start speaking up for themselves. Believe it or not, I've had more people reach out to me in support than anybody reach out to me that I'm doing something that they don't believe is right. So it has taken a toll just by it's kind of thrust me into the bit of the limelight, and I'm having to figure out where I land and the lay of the land and exactly how I move forward. But that's not going to deter me from continuing on with this.
Now, you know that we, as coverage, we told your story and we shared your video, and I did indicate to you that we ended up getting banned from YouTube for airing the video. However, they have reversed that decision, and our video of you talking from your cruiser is back up on our website, and we have our full channel back again. But that was kind of an interesting turn of events. You know, even just trying to cover the story, the censorship is incredible these days.
It is. I think that's part of the problem, is that things are so censored, and the media is so filtered in what they're putting out to the general public that they don't get the full picture. And that is the problem, is that regular people are only seeing one side of the equation. They're not able to see both sides. And if you were, it would be as clear as day. If the news media would actually report on everything like yourselves, then it's out there. People can make up a properly informed decision.
Yeah, I've actually followed some of the coverage from some of the mainstream media of your story, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it feels as though you didn't get a fair shake to tell your story. So that's why we wanted to speak with you and you know, hear from you and hear your reasonings. Everybody has a why, and we think that's an important thing behind our decisions. So thank you for sharing your story with us and for talking about this a bit further. What's next for you, Brian?
Well, I'll wait and see what CPS has to say about me. On Sunday, I'm going to be speaking, not a big speech, just a little speech at a place called Okotoks. It's called Foothills Freedom Protest. And I'll be one of the speakers, I guess, and it'll be my first, not only with you, but it'll be my first appearance of helping others to stand up for their freedoms.
Right, and you said that's this Sunday in Okotoks at, was it 1 p.m.? 1
Yeah,
o'clock,
1 p.m.
okay. Now, I just have a question too. If the CPS comes back and you know, allows you to continue to work, do you have an interest in doing that, or?
I do. I am a police officer, and I would do that job again. On the other hand, I have a new role. It's almost like I've been put into a new role, and I would also welcome that as well as a challenge in my life, and I would take that on as well. And so yeah, maybe, but we'll see which role has the biggest capture on my life and how I want to proceed. I think it's for people's freedoms as far as I'm concerned.
Hello, my name is Marcel Irnie, now semi-retired pro superbike racer. For those who have not seen Brian Denison's full self-interview dated September 28th, 2021, I will be playing that next in its entirety. For those that are new to my channel and don't know my story, I've been racing superbikes professionally since 2012, teaching on Thursday and Friday, qualifying on Saturday, racing on Sunday for money across North America. I often get asked why I'm not racing for the last 2 years. Well, initially we weren't allowed across the border, and now we're allowed across the border if we give in to the coercion of being fully vaccinated. And we all know fully vaccinated and this bullshit passport will never end. There's always going to be more reasons for them to limit this passport, just like the social credit system going on. I have given up my career for medical autonomy. I have given up my past life, my dreams, to support the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the worldwide humanity. I am fighting the globalistic fascist dictatorship that is coming upon us. We must all do our best. Do not comply. Here's Brian Denison.
Hi. My name is Brian Denison. I'm a Calgary police officer for the last 24 years, and I am finding myself in a position now where I have to choose between getting this miracle jab that the government is touting or possibly lose my job. This is September 29th, and at Calgary, we are expecting any day for the chief to drop his COVID vaccination policy, which has been rumored to be 1 month, basically since it comes out, to you must have 2 vaccinations in you to be considered vaccinated. And then they're so gracious to give us 1 more month until December 1st, just before Christmas, to comply for all those that haven't done it yet. I looked forward to retiring at 25 years. And the easy way out for me is to retire now. But I'll tell you this, I'm not taking the easy way out. I've never done it throughout my life, and I'm not doing it now. So for all those other police officers that are out there that are wondering, should I just get it and then they'll leave me alone and I can get to work and do my job? You're fooling yourself. This is the beginning of your rights being taken away. This is the beginning of what is going to be a long road for you. And also for those that have taken the vaccination, I don't fault you at all. The information was that this was supposed to help, and it is proven if you've taken a look at what's happening in Israel, where they're on their 3rd and 4th rounds of shots now, and people with those shots are dying in the hospital. You'll see that this is all a farce. There's something else happening here, and it's taking away the rights of Canadian citizens. 24 years ago, just about, I took an oath that I'd uphold the law. And part of that is what I'm doing today. I'm standing up, and I'm not allowing myself to take part in this sham, this illegal activity that they are doing. I have sat back and I've shed tears over this, and everything in me says that you're doing the right thing. And I would say all you other coppers out there, civilian workers, people that work at 911, EMS, doctors, nurses, you know as well. You give an inch, they will take a mile. This is just the beginning. So here comes the onslaught of our careers. They have no problem letting us go, making us take all our holidays, all our bank time, and then telling us to go home without pay until we comply. That is the ultimate in bullying. That is the ultimate slap in the face for those of us that have gone their careers, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, and served others. That's all of us frontline and all the workers that help us do our job. You're kidding yourself if you think this is going to end. This is the very beginning of you seeing Canadian society torn down. People in Canada are sheep. You feed them enough, you tell them they're so great, you tell them this will help them, they'll do it. So now there's two sides to the Canadian people, the vaccinated, the unvaccinated. And those that are vaccinated, a lot of them look down on us that are unvaccinated. And that's starting the two-tier system. Very reminiscent of many years ago during the World War that Hitler was perpetrating against the Jews. He slowly but surely took away the rights, the privileges, all that stuff that people find worthwhile in life. He stripped it away from them. And then he was able to demonize them enough that all the German people were on board to exterminate them because they were nothing. So just start taking a look at some of the correlations there between what has happened and what is happening. Because, folks, it's coming. It is coming. And if you want to leave this world worse off for your children and for the younger generation, just keep complying. Because soon enough, you'll be as indoctrinated as all these people that are running the show. So this is my call to action for especially all the police officers. Time to stand up. You signed up for this job. This is your job. If you lose your job, you can go home at night going, hey, I stood up for what is right for everybody. I stood up for law and order, and I didn't turn my back on it. I paid the ultimate price. Besides dying, I lost my career. I lost my job. They let me go. They fired me. They sent me home without pay, whatever they're going to do. So now is the time. Think about where your line in the sand is, and you're either in or you're out. Are you going to jump out of the foxhole, run across the front lines and surrender just because they start putting pressure on you? Or are you going to dig in? Are you going to do what you know is right? What you signed up for? And what you have been doing your career? So please, join me, because I'm not retiring early. I'm here for the long haul. Send me home. Take away my hours. It doesn't matter to me, because what really matters is that I know deep down in my heart what is right, what is lawful, and the way we should be treating humans. And this is not it. If you think you can do that, you can send me a message. Private message on Telegram, however you want to get a hold of me. My name's all over the place. You'll be able to find me. And let me know who you are, because I'm looking for those that will stand with me. I need somebody that has my six. I'm not a leader. I'm not the person that can lead a revolution, but someone has to do something. And if I get fired tomorrow, I get fired tomorrow. That's what it is. That's what it takes. It takes guts. It takes looking into the future, thinking about your children's future, and even those that you don't know, their future. If you're on the fence, time to jump off whatever side you jump on. That's up to you. I hope you join us. The more of us there are, the bigger impact we'll have. So, please, give it some thought, because come Christmas, our world will be ugly.